I'm John Harris, and I teach in the mathematics department. And today I'll be saying a little bit about some of the reflective practices that I use in some introductory courses, one or two different introductory courses that we teach in our department that are really designed for students who are satisfying their general education requirement in this area, but also don't need to take calculus or statistics. So this is typically more for students who are majoring in things that don't need calculus or statistics. I will oftentimes ask a class at the beginning to close their eyes and then raise their hand if they're nervous about taking this class. And in this particular class, it's almost 100% every time. And then I'll tell them it's almost 100%, and that way they can open their eyes and they all know that they weren't the only ones that raised their hands. And I think that sort of helps. But when students come in with that sort of attitude, I find it's really helpful at the beginning to let them acknowledge some of the past math experiences that they have had that has sort of brought them to this point. Many of them are nervous because they've had a bad experience maybe in a math class prior to this, or it's possible they've had a bad teacher at some point, or someone who didn't connect with them as well as they could have. It could also be that they just think that they themselves are not a math person, and that's a phrase I don't really like because I don't quite believe that there's such a thing as being a math person or not being a math person. And one of my goals is at the beginning of the class is to help them begin to try to break down that wall that they have regarding themselves and mathematics. The assessment part of this particular assignment is really, for me, it's not quite so detailed as it is more just sort of by my own listening to them progress through the semester. I think just the writing of the assignment themselves is a bit of a release for them. They often say so in their papers themselves that they have enjoyed the opportunity to reflect on this part of their experience. But also I like to see not only the progression of their attitudes as the semester goes along, but I also like to do a similar type of biographical or autobiographical essay at the end of the class, where they've had a chance to think back over the last few months of the class and see how their attitude about mathematics and about their own abilities in mathematics might have changed. One thing I should probably say is that none of these ideas that I've had regarding using reflection are original to me. Most of anything that I've done that's been of any success has been because I've seen other people do it, or I've learned to pay attention to what good teachers and educators do. And so I like to try to take ideas like that and see if I can tweak them to make them fit my style and my classes. I think I would also like to add even more of this type of thing into my classes. For now, I do kind of a beginning of the semester, end of the semester, bookend kind of a reflection time. But I'd like to maybe add some more things in as we go along.